We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, Jabo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Like life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show. All I can say is, oh my goodness, what I'm hearing. I don't want to say it's hilarious, but it is hilarious. Because it's got to be really hard on Kenny.
What are you referring to, TJ?
I don't want to laugh at him because I know it's wrong.
No, we laughed at Kenny before.
No, I know, but it's so sad. He's going through a very sad situation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you know, he moved in with his girlfriend, Allison, and we were celebrating with him.
Yeah.
But his girlfriend has this cat who has hated him consistently over a year now. This thing has not let you touch it until you moved it into the new apartment and you let it out of the cage and it hung out for a few seconds and then it ran away from you and you have not touched it since.
No. Well, other than it has climbed up on the bed and I guess grazed my leg.
Okay, so it touched you.
Touched you, yeah.
And I was sleeping. Well, it thought I was sleeping, but I got a touch.
And so now he's trying to win over the cat's heart with all different methods. And so Kenny decided to record this effort. Maybe you can give him some notes on where he's going wrong. He's trying to get the cat, the girlfriend's cat, to love him.
Yeah.
And he's doing it, this method was by way of treat.
All week after I get home from work, I come up and I give the cat a treat under the bed.
So here we go.
Hey, baby girl. It's your favorite person. You know I love you, right, baby girl?
By the way, would any living thing come closer to that?
I don't know.
That's a good question
That's
to start
how
with.
Allison talks to the cat. She says I'm doing a good job.
Okay, well, maybe she is. I don't know cats. That's why I'm bringing this up to Jabo.
Yeah.
Who's good kiki?
By the way, does any living thing love...
What is it?
You know, something, my cat that I grew up with, whose name I'm not allowed to say on the radio.
Because it was a swear word.
Yeah, so that's the noise I would make to it, and it would come to that noise. But no cat has ever responded to that noise.
Not every cat is the same,
since,
Kenny. Yeah.
Who's good kiki?
Oh. Ooh, that's a hiss.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. You got a viper.
That's what's been happening to me. So I have to get down on the floor to slide the treats to baby girl who's under the bed. And as soon as I get to floor level, it starts hissing at me.
Whoa.
You're violating the baby's space.
Does she eat the treat?
From what I understand, she does eventually eat the treat.
Like in front of you?
No. She won't give me that satisfaction.
Don't hiss at me, please. I love you.
No, you don't. You hate this cat
I
right
love this cat.
No, you don't.
No, I am working to win this cat over it. I'll do it if it's the last thing I do.
Got a treat for you.
Wow.
She's about to make it the last thing you do.
Here's a treat. I'm going to flick it to you.
Oh, consistent hissing.
You can't. I think you're in the cat's space. I think just put the treats down and then walk away.
It's under the bed. I can't get it under the bed unless I get close to under the bed. I would have to like bowl it under, which I suppose I could do.
The cat would come out. Just leave it like in front of you by the door when you walk in and then just walk out. That's it.
Good girl.
It's not a good girl.
Okay, I'll leave you alone now.
And then he walked away. That was the best thing you did, Kenny.
I'm scared for you, Kenny.
By the way, I'm going to give out our phone number. If you have any idea what to do, in addition to what Jabo just shared, please let Kenny know. Listen to this guy. It's sad what he's going through.
Now, we've been doing some research, Allison and I, and this is not uncommon.
He doesn't want to hear it.
There was a bond made with her and Allison, and the cat might be feeling a little jealous.
It said stop.
Okay.
Hey, Roberto in Chattanooga, Tennessee, you have some advice for Kenny.
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of work do you do?
I work on the alarm system, security systems.
Okay, so you're in people's houses all the time, and you're
Yeah.
meeting their animals. So what do you do if you come across a really rude cat? How do you handle it?
Hey, watch. It's not rude.
Normally, one time I walked to this house and this cat started to hissing at me, so I get on my knees and started scratching the floor and pointing the fingers. until the cat gets curious and he starts to getting closer. One time, the cat hissed at me and returned back. No problem. I get up, continue walking. 30 minutes later, I saw the cat again. I get on my knees, continue scratching the floor. Finally, the cat was curious enough to get close to me and started smelling my finger. And that's it. He started to rub his whiskers on my finger.
What?
And that's it. That's a sign that you can pet him. I start petting him, and that's it. We was friends the rest of the evening.
That is awesome.
What you're saying is that the cat loves the sound of the scratch on the floor, and you got to just... Whoa, wait, that's Kenny's cat.
Hey.
Hissing at him. So you scratch the floor, and it's intrigued by that, and eventually it came over. It takes persistence. That's wonderful.
Yeah. You got to wait until the cat trusts you enough.
Lure him in with scratches,
I'm gonna scratch the
then
floor.
graduate to the treats. You got to build the trust first.
I like
now,
that.
Roberto, if you were in a house where a cat hated you, wouldn't you just want her to give it away, or would you endure it?
No.
Roberto, don't answer that question.
Would you endure it like Kenny's enduring it?
I don't know. I tell you, one time one cat did jump on my chest. I had to rip it out of my chest and throwing it across the room to the sofa, yeah.
Did you just say a cat jumped on your chest and attacked you?
They attacked me, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's scary.
See, and don't you think that's where it could go?
The lady told me, you're going to see my Siamese cat. Don't look her on the eyes.
What?
Oh,
Wait,
my goodness.
you got warned by the woman to not look her cat in the eyes, and then you did, and it attacked you?
Yeah, Siamese are crazy.
Roberto, I am so sorry. That is wild.
You live to tell the story, though, thankfully, Roberto.
Yeah, you install alarm systems. They've got an alarm system.
Yeah.
They've got a wacky cat.
Lucky cat, absolutely.
Hey, Roberto, thank you so much for listening to our show and for calling in.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank to you guys. Bye.
Got a lot of work to do, Kenny.
Yeah, you do, Kenny.
Better start
Scratch the floor.
Scratching that floor. Don't clip your nails. You need those. J-Bo,
Yes, TJ?
let me just tell you, I got a surprise for you.
You've been talking about it, and I am so anxious. Is it a book?
I've been planning this.
Because
No,
TJ
no.
loves to give books as gifts.
This is not a book. But I really thought about you, and I'm like, how can I touch J-Bo's heart in the right way?
Okay.
And you've shared this a number of times. We have a favorite coffee shop that we go to,
Right?
and they serve a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich
Oh, so good.
on an everything bagel, and
Yes.
you keep running into the same problem. You show up, and they're out of everything bagels.
Yeah, man. It hurts my heart.
And I feel your pain, because everything bagel is by far the superior bagel.
Yes, it is.
And so I have taken the liberty, because it's still early enough in the day, it's a lot earlier than you normally go to this place.
Right?
I have taken the liberty to reach out to the cafe
No.
and get in touch with our favorite barista. Her name is Elsa. Hey, Elsa, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I even
Hey,
got
Elsa.
her phone number, and I've been planning this.
What?
Elsa, it is early enough in the day. I am going to make an order. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we would like a bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel.
Everything bagel.
And write J-Bo's name on it.
Yes, please tell me you have it.
So, funny story. We actually don't have everything bagels left.
Are you kidding me? I planned this out for a full day, and I thought you were going to say you had an everything bagel ready to go. And this was going to be perfect.
Surprise, J-Bo, you are disappointed again.
No, I mean, this was going to be the greatest ending to a week. Are you kidding me? What is going on with your everything bagel? Why is it so popular?
I think because you're right that the everything bagel is the superior bagel. You got the garlic, you got the onion, you got the salt, and then with the bacon. But now that I know, J-Bo, about your passion for everything bagels, I can set one aside for you on a day I know you're coming.
Well, can you?
Oh my goodness.
Could you do that for next week? Like, can we put an order in for Monday? And can you guys not?
Yeah.
But I don't want you to make it first thing in the morning. But just write
No,
down.
I know.
You're willing to set one aside?
Of course.
Oh.
Okay, all right. The
So-
surprise that's delayed. All right.
J-Bo, a delayed surprise?
That's okay.
And
it's
I
all
owe you
right.
surprise.
Yeah.
But now think about this. You get to go through the whole weekend thinking about you're actually going to get a hold
I'm
of one of
excited
these.
for Monday, man. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Elsa, you know we love you. And we always, part of the reason we go to that cafe is because of you and your amazing
Yes.
customer service. You're really special at what you do.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, do the other baristas get jelly of how we talk about you?
I don't know. I think they get their validation from other things and not podcast hosts.
Our validation is the one that
I'm
matters.
more than happy. This is where I really thrive. When am I going to start getting residuals as a supporting character, a recurring role?
Oh, Elsa, sometimes I dream
When you
about...
start serving up everything bagels, Elsa.
Yeah. If you can just calculate the everything bagels properly, we can talk, okay?
All right. Okay.
Elsa, you have a great day. Always a pleasure.
You're awesome.
Yeah, you too. See you next time.
There
Thank
she
you.
is.
No, see you Monday, Elsa, with my everything
Yeah,
bagel.
see you Monday.
She's going to be there. J-Bo's not forgetting
I'm not
about that.
forgetting. I'm putting it in my phone right now, actually.
Isn't Elsa from Sleeping Bird Cafe wonderful?
She's the best.
Making
She's so
dreams
great.
come true.
Yeah, halfway.
Not yet, though.
No.
Not yet. This is the weekend, and I can't even believe it's here, J-Bo. My wife and I decided we're going to get a puppy,
Right. Yeah.
and that puppy's name is Frankie Furball.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, too. I feel like we both decided there's never a good time to get a puppy, because they're a lot of work.
Yeah, they're tough.
But our dog, Luna, is about 11 years old, and it's time. We got to make sure that she trains up the next generation of pups.
That's right.
And we are excited about it. And so yesterday, I captured the anticipation because my kids are all very excited about acquiring, or should I say kidnapping, Frankie Furball.
Kidnapping Frankie Furball from her mama.
Yeah, and I wanted to
Yeah.
document this, and I wanted to make sure that they remember their excitement because when it's time to take care of the dog,
Hello?
they need to know. They were excited about this puppy at one point.
Right.
This is Frankie Furball, documentary part 1. How do you feel about Frankie Furball coming into our family?
I feel amazing about Frankie Furball coming into my family.
What if it's a disappointing dog?
She won't be.
How do you know? You've never met her.
Well, did you see how fluffy she is?
Yes, I did.
Little fluffy furballs are not bad dogs.
What's your name?
Willa.
What's your name?
I said Willa.
Do you know I knew that already?
Yes.
It's just this is a documentary, so I gotta be intense.
Understood, Dada.
What happens if Frankie Furball is not that cute?
I know she's gonna be cute because in the video she got the cutest face in the whole world.
What if she got uglier?
She'll never get ugly.
What if she makes a number 1 or a number 2 in the house?
She'll never do that.
How do you know?
I just know.
How do you know she won't have an accident in the house?
Something that cute doesn't have accidents.
How do you know that?
Just look at me. Don't you think I know?
Oh, snap. Please state your name.
Noah.
Are you frustrated about something?
I don't want to get away Frankie Furball, but I don't.
Wait, did you just say I don't want to give away Frankie Furball?
Yeah.
No. Do you know that we're getting Frankie Furball this weekend?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Frankie Furball! Frankie Furball! Frankie Furball!
So the kids, they're all chanting, waiting for Frankie Furball to arrive.
What
It's-
a great documentary.
It's tomorrow, yeah, and you can hear the excitement's captured, except for my youngest daughter, Noah, who's 3, and somehow confused that we were actually giving away Frankie.
Right.
But I clarified that, as you
Yeah,
heard.
way
and
to go, Dad.
Now she's very excited, and Frankie will be coming to our house.
That's right. Something that cute doesn't make mistakes, as Willa says. 'Cause
Yeah, well-
look at Willa.
Well, she knows from experience.
That's right.
Although I do know that she's made a couple mistakes. But
No,
we won't-
she hasn't.
This is not the time to talk about it.
No.
Now, I know that you almost gave away your dog Luna, what was it, 12 hours after you got it?
Yeah, less actually.
And you're a big proponent of gratitude journaling. I'm thinking this weekend, can you keep a journal of regrets every time you feel regret for getting this dog? Could you just mark it down in a journal?
You know, that is an interesting idea.
That'd be fun. Do
I've
it.
never had a regrets journal.
Yeah, I think you need one this
Just for the
weekend.
dog, though.
But sure, so you want me to keep a regrets journal of how many times I wanted to bring it back?
Yeah.
And then we'll read that on Monday.
Anytime you feel that urge, just jot it down.
Okay, perfect. I will do that. Not my usual way of doing things. Usually I'm trying to focus on the positive, but I'd rather direct the negative towards the page and not towards my family.
There you
That's true.
Or even more importantly, my wife
Right.
specifically.
Right, exactly.
Because we did decide on this together.
Yep.
This is the TJ Show. This edition of the TJ Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's so easy for us to ignore our social battery, spread ourselves too thin.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
How often are we trying to please everyone, say yes to this, and then this event, and then this party, and it's like, well, what about time for myself? What do I do? Talking with someone about how to recharge, how to socialize in a way where we have more self-awareness. The moment that I realized there was such a thing as self-awareness, it changed my life. Part of that came through therapy. And I love talking to the person that I get to talk to. I've talked to her for about 4 years. It's such a gift to get that special time. And she has most definitely helped my life. If you've ever considered it a little bit, maybe I should try therapy. Well, give it a shot. Go fill out the questionnaire at betterhelp.com/TJ. You get linked up with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime with no additional fee. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TJ today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TJ.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
This is the TJ Show. I didn't realize that this is something that happens more often than you would think. Camera guy Josh, he's in a house. And how did you notice that a bird set up shop and is living in your dryer vent?
My wife was doing the laundry and heard something behind the dryer, like fluttering around.
So before she hit the dry button,
Right. Yep.
she heard some movement in there.
Yep.
Man, that same thing happened to me. You may remember I shared this. I heard something, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I thought I was hearing things. And I turned my dryer on, and it sounded like a sock got sucked through the dryer.
Oh.
And I was like, that can't be good. And I stopped it. And then I found it was actually a mouse that got in there. But that dryer blast, I mean, that was not good for him.
Oh, no, I bet it wasn't.
So there's a bird, and that's very nice. You don't do the laundry.
Sure, I guess so.
And so do you get commissioned to solve the problem?
Oh, absolutely. Of course it's going to fall on my shoulders. No, she's absolutely not doing anything about this.
Well, and you know what? And that's probably how it should be, Josh.
Sure.
How high up is your dryer vent?
It's like 20 feet in the air from the outside.
You wouldn't want your wife on that.
Well, no, I mean,
on a ladder.
I'm sure she could figure it out, but I'd rather take the risk of falling off the ladder.
Well, I'll call you next time.
That's right.
Not at your house,
Yep.
but at my house.
Okay, gotcha.
So now did you wear a construction hat?
No,
Okay.
I forgot that.
Tell me how you get to this bird and what happens to the bird.
Well, I throw the ladder up there and climb up, and I start banging on the house because I don't want to open like the little flap and have a bird fly into my face.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
So I'm banging on the house and nothing comes out. So I reach my hand in.
That's brave. With a glove on?
yeah.
With a glove on.
Good.
I did have
smart.
a glove on. And I start feeling like the makings of a bird nest. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This bird made a nest.
The bird
in
set
here.
up shop.
Wait,
Yeah.
so how does a bird make a nest so quickly? Like, you'd think in between dryer incidents,
Right.
do they make them that quick? Or do you think...
I don't know. I don't think that the dryer being on is enough to push the nest and stuff out. It might be hot enough where the bird will leave and then maybe come back later.
It sounds like a terrible bird.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't-
just a bad planning.
Just not thinking.
I
Yeah.
don't know. They thought it was hiding. It's probably a smart move.
So I'm reaching in there and then I feel something really hard. And I'm like, what is this? And I pull it out and wouldn't you know it, it's an egg. It is an egg. The bird laid an egg in my dryer vent.
What
Wow.
color was it?
It was blue. It was this like baby
what a
blue.
beautiful egg.
Yeah, I love bird eggs. They're so cute.
Yeah.
You scramble it?
No.
TJ.
I was just
No,
asking.
I didn't
He didn't
scramble it.
What did you do with it?
I dropped it down to my father, who was holding the ladder, so threw it down to him. He caught it, and then we took all of the nest stuff that I pulled out of the vent and put it in a flower pot and put it on our porch and put the egg in there. Even though we've heard, like, there's no use, you might as well just throw it away. But the past couple days, we saw Mama Bird come over, find the egg, and sit on the egg.
I'm surprised she wasn't mad.
No.
That's great.
Yeah.
This bird does not act like other birds traditionally
No.
act. You know,
Weird bird.
building a nest in a strange bird.
Yeah.
You ever hear that?
Strange
Yeah, yeah.
That's a strange bird.
That
That is a
strange bird
strange
was like,
bird.
I appreciate the assist, Josh.
Builds the nest in the wrong spot and then does something that no other birds do.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a special animal.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I think that's really sweet that you cared enough to not crack it open or throw it out.
My
And-
wife cared enough. Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Stop. You care too.
Well, let's see what happens. Could you keep us posted if this thing hatches or
Yeah,
not?
we'll see. We have fingers crossed, I suppose.
Yeah, you have a new
That's
pet.
what we want. Yeah.
We need another strange bird in this world.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the TJ Show saying hello to Jenny in Mobile. Is that you?
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, it's me.
How's Alabama doing today?
It's hot.
Yeah.
I feel that.
It's a place, you're near the beach, right?
I'm not a good 40-minute drive from the beach.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you go to the beach all the time?
I try to when work allows it.
Oh, yeah, I know. Isn't that unbelievable? Work gets in the way of beach time.
It does.
And where I am on the East Coast, you really got to drive about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to the beach. And
I couldn't do that.
I'm making it a goal, and I want to bring my wife, Jess. I want to get to an Alabama beach because I hear amazing things about those beaches.
They're beautiful.
Yes, it's actually really, they really are great beaches. Like Orange Beach and Gulf Shores are really great to go to. Just avoid them during spring break because it's a nightmare.
Spring break is a nightmare there too?
Yes, it is, because everybody wants to flock here for spring break because it's not too far south and like the Florida beaches, but it's like still warm enough.
Yes, Kenny.
Do they have bikinis at these beaches in Alabama? Because TJ doesn't like looking at other women in bikinis.
Okay, first of all,
They do.
That's not true. I do like looking at other women. I choose not to.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say. Because I just want to be focused on my wife,
Smart
Jess.
man.
Is that
Smart
weird?
man.
Yeah, see?
No, because my husband's the same way. He likes seeing women in other bikinis, but he doesn't look at them because he knows I'm going to get upset at him.
Oh, that's a good man.
Well, and my wife won't even get upset. I guess she would if I was just like staring. But,
yeah.
Kenny doesn't want to take note of this stuff. All right. Anyway. Jenny,
Kenny stares.
You're calling because you heard us talking about my daughter Willa, who's asking to get her ears pierced. And she's only 6 years old. She's going to be 6. That just sounds a little too early for me.
So my daughter, she actually just turned 5 this past year in November, and she had been asking since she was 3 to get her ears pierced, and we were trying to talk with her, but we were waiting because there's a piercing studio down here that I trust with my whole heart, but they don't pierce until 5. So she turned 5. We asked her again. We're like, are you sure this is something that you want to do? Like, if it's going to be a needle, it's going to hurt a little bit. And she's like, well, I'm a little afraid, but I want to get them done because her reasoning is she wants to wear pretty earrings like mommy.
Oh, that's so cute.
So we, I booked the appointment. We, talked her through it. We've even watched some videos on YouTube so that she knew what she was getting into.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And yeah, they've got some great videos in there. And as long as you go to a reputable place that knows what they're doing, that's the best thing to do. Yep. So, like I said, we took her. She did have a little bit of a freak out session. She did cry when the needle went in, but 5 minutes later, she was perfectly fine.
Okay. Well, if you have the videos where it looks really scary, send those to me, please.
Stop, man.
I don't have the links anymore because this was 6 months ago.
I'll look for it myself.
I literally just went on YouTube and looked up toddler ear piercing videos. I know the studio we use, you can do one at a time, or you can do both ears at the same time with 2 piercers. We opted for the 2 piercers because I know my child that if she had done one, she wouldn't have wanted the other and would have walked around looking like a pirate.
That's beautiful. What a great idea that is. I didn't realize you can get 2 piercers. Yeah.
That's great.
Maybe Dad will get a nice skull right in my ear.
Yeah, okay.
We'll all get our ears pierced.
All right. Yeah,
hey,
right.
Jenny,
TJ.
you have a great day. Thanks for listening to our show.
No problem. You guys have a great day, too.
Just like Jenny, you can call us anytime. 302-303-1151. This is the TJ Show. Thank you for turning your radio on.
Ever notice that how you feel affects your food choices, and that what you eat affects how you feel throughout the day? Well, researchers noticed it too, and now there's cutting-edge science about how food affects our emotional well-being. I'm food and science journalist Mary Beth Albright, and in my weekly podcast, Eat, You'll Feel Better, I look at practical, realistic ways to put the science of eating for emotional well-being into action. And, this is important, without lapsing into negative diet culture messages that can really ruin anyone's emotional well-being. We talk about things like how the food in your gut sends messages directly to your brain. And we also celebrate something that I personally find often missing from food health news, and that's leaning into pleasure. Because food is delicious, and it's not just about what we eat. Emotional well-being is also about how we eat. So join me every week on Eat, You'll Feel Better, where we use science to improve mood through food.
Bedside Matters is the podcast for all the latest medical news and answers to your questions. Hosted by respected physician Dr. David Kipper, comedian Anna Vicino, and writer-producer Peter Tilden. Plus, we have special guests like Danny DeVito.
I was marveling. It was such a life-saving moment. You like Houdini.
Steve Martin and Martin Short.
We were working and Marty had this Christmas opportunity to fly home and see his grandkids and his children. And he gets off the plane and has COVID.
It was a Home Alone sequel except for a 7-year-old with COVID.
Charlie Day.
David, thanks for keeping me alive, and thanks for keeping Danny alive so we could keep the show on the air for as long as possible.
And many more. New episodes of Bedside Matters drop every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds a whole lot different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
Nearsighted people have trouble seeing at a distance, and if you're nearsighted, you're definitely not alone. Optometry researchers say that about half the global population will need glasses by 2050 if the current rates continue.
Wow. I'm assuming that's a lot higher than it used to be.
Yeah, and it's growing quite a bit because these days we're constantly looking at objects close to our face, screens, books, whatever it may be. Back before the world was developed, hardly anybody was nearsighted because the whole way to survive was being able to see at great distances.
Oh, what would it be like, J-Bo, to have year 3000 BC eyes? Oh, I dream of that sometimes.
Man. I've been wearing glasses since I was in second grade.
Saber-toothed tiger off in the distance, way off in the distance.
Yeah, you better see him.
But
6 miles away.
You know exactly what it is.
Yep.
Well, and especially we're seeing these numbers growing at this rate because of the rapid development and industrialization of countries in East Asia, especially over the last 50 years. Around that time, young people began spending more time in classrooms, reading and focusing on objects very close to their eyes and less time outdoors. So that's shooting the numbers way up.
So to combat it is to spend time outdoors?
I don't know if there's much we can do to, I guess, try to avoid looking at objects so close to your face. That might help it, because the more you do that, the more likely you are to be or develop nearsightedness.
Oh, well, you just said to spend time outdoors. I thought being in the sun can kind of help combat that.
I'll tell you, here, you want to know what to do? Here's my phone. You ready for this one? Here we go.
What are you doing? Why are you slamming your phone to the counter?
It was a magic trick. It was just my wallet.
Oh my God.
That was so fun. I didn't know if anyone would fall for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already nearsighted.
Do you see that sleight of hand?
Yeah,
I have
was
my
it
phone.
really your wallet?
Yeah, I had my phone in one hand.
Oh, your computer's blocking.
And then my
I can't
wallet was
see.
here. Oh man, that was awesome.
I was like, you're an idiot. You gotta buy a new phone now.
I'm not great at a lot of magic tricks, but when I could pull them off, that was fun.
Thanks to your computer being in the way of your hands, I couldn't see.
I know. I have to cheat with magic, but that's just the way I roll at this point.
That's all right.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, I was just saying that I think if you are nearsighted, other than LASIK, I don't think there's any way to turn that back, but perhaps if you avoided from the beginning looking at objects so close to your face, maybe you wouldn't develop that trait.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Construction crews were demolishing an old high school building in Minnesota and dug up a time capsule dating back to 1920.
J-Bo, why can't we find one of these?
I know. TJ's goal, his life goal, is to find just hidden treasure. I don't know why you haven't found it, but I hope it happens to you, friend.
It's one of many. Although I think time capsules could be risky in the sense that your hopes get way up high when you find something cool.
And then there's nothing in there.
And then you open it and it's like, some prank in the 1920s. Let's see what would happen if we put junk in a box.
Right, here's some bubble gum.
Yeah.
And time capsules are meant to be dug up, and usually they're labeled. This particular one seemed to have been forgotten, but it was indeed labeled. This time capsule was close to being lost forever, but a school district employee stepped in right before the building was set to be torn down. He said, "The day they were ripping it down, the front pillars and the front doors of the old high school, I went up to the guy running the machine and said, I think there may be a time capsule or something. There's a cornerstone that says AD 1920 on it."
Oh, wow.
So without that little warning, the construction crews probably would have just ravaged the place, but instead they had their eye out for this time capsule, and they found items incredibly well preserved from reports like old newspapers, financial statements, rosters of different organizations at the school at the time, coins, and more.
Wow,
That's
look at
pretty
that.
cool.
I feel like I vaguely remember at my middle school we did that. We buried a time capsule
Yeah, I
or put
remember
it
that
somewhere.
too.
Super fun.
Well, TJ, you go to auction houses quite a bit. That's a huge time capsule.
Yeah, I know. I go there. It's almost like it almost feels like a meditative practice now. I go and it reminds me that we're not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
Because these people, they just pass away. Their estates on an auction block.
Yeah.
It goes for pennies. We spend our lives collecting all this stuff, and the family doesn't even want it.
I know, that breaks my heart.
There's something about it. I look forward to it now, and I barely bid on anything. It's very rare that I just like to see what's there.
Yeah, I feel you. Now I'm at the space where I'm like, let me get rid of my own stuff instead of somebody else getting rid of it for me and
Yeah.
making money off of it.
No, I think that's great that you're doing that, Chabo.
Thinning out.
Kenny, what else do you have?
In the NBA playoffs last night, the Philadelphia 76ers defeated the New York Knicks, and Joel Embiid scored 50 points in this Game 3 victory.
Beast.
And, of course, he's recovering from knee surgery. And we also learned in the post-game press conference that he's been suffering from Bell's palsy, a form of facial paralysis that he said has been affecting him since before the NBA's play-in tournament a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
And he's still out there killing it.
Yeah, he's doing well, right?
Yeah, he had a killer game last night. He said he's battled various symptoms like blurred vision and dry eyes. He's very annoyed by all of this. In fact, in previous press conferences, he was seen wearing sunglasses or with his head down to hide his symptoms. He's talked to doctors. And the thing with Bell's palsy, it usually does get better, but the time frame could change from person to person. So we don't know if it's going to take a couple of weeks or a couple of months, but wishing Joel Embiid the best. And
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I love Kenny, he's such a huge sports fan. He loves the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
And you're rooting for this guy.
Well, when he went down in game one, he had this off the backboard alley-oop play, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He ends up going to the locker room, and I'm like, oh, that's just not how you want it to see this guy's career go. I feel bad because he does seem to be injury prone, but he's one of the best players maybe to ever play the game.
Yeah. Well, we're rooting for him.
Well, I'm not rooting for his team, but I'm rooting for him.
Rooting for him, absolutely. Kenny, what else do you have?
A new study claims that Neosporin, the popular ointment that treats cuts and scrapes, may help avoiding respiratory viruses. Now, of course, before you go sticking any Neosporin up your nose, check with your doctor first. But the study has seen with lab animals whose noses were treated with neomycin, the active ingredient in over-the-counter Neosporin.
I love neomycin.
Good friend of mine.
It mounted a robust immune defense against both COVID-19 and other highly virulent strains of influenza.
I can see two things happening. One, you're not gonna be able to find Neosporin anywhere on the shelves.
Yeah,
People are
come
gonna
on.
take it all and just like stockpile it. Or two, you're gonna start to need a prescription to get Neosporin because now they have to go through insurance. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Jabo, controversial statement.
I'm just saying.
But we're going to see how this
Save
plays out.
this in a few years. If you can't find Neosporin, you can play me back.
All I want is to be able to use it the way it's always been used.
Mm-hmm.
And if they take that away from me, I'm going to be very upset because that is my favorite ointment.
Oh, that word.
It's great stuff.
Can we just call it a cream?
It's not a cream, though.
No.
It's an ointment.
No,
it's clear.
No, it's a cream.
Researchers said our findings suggest that we might be able to optimize this cheap and generic antibiotic to prevent viral diseases and their spread in human populations, especially in global communities. So we'll see. Obviously, I think there's a lot more work that needs to be done, but I think this is promising.
I have an affection for Neosporin because my dad's a contractor. And, he would often cut himself on the job or, something would happen with the hammer.
Yeah.
And he'd always tell me, you get a cut, you run it under cold water, you put Neosporin on it, put a Band-Aid on it. Done.
Yeah.
Hey, I think he's performed surgery on himself in that way.
That thing is miracle, man. Neosporin is miracle.
It's incredible. Oh, Kenny, what else do you have?
Anytime we see a food recall story, we usually report on it here. And I've noticed personally that there have been a lot lately, but it's not just me. Apparently, U.S. recalls of food for salmonella, foreign objects, and undeclared allergens are the highest they've been since 2020, according to this watchdog group called U.S. Public Interest Research Group.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. I've been seeing every single update. My mom, she sends me every foodborne illness or food recall message. I get an article at least 2 or 3 times a week from her.
Is she hoping you'll stop eating? Why does she do that?
She's very nervous and she wants me to know. And I'm like, Mom, I eat like 4 things. And I'm pretty consistent on that. And yeah, it's wild though. There are a lot of them. I've seen that.
That's crazy.
And it appears that a lot of these recalls, about half, are linked to undeclared allergens in fruit products. And some of that may be a rise because sesame is a common allergen, and new rules have mandated that must be disclosed in labeling. So I guess more companies are maybe not declaring that there may be sesame or sesame oil in products.
Sesame is so serious. I have a friend who almost died because she had a sesame allergy.
Oh my goodness.
And she asked and was very clear, please don't include this in my meals. This was at a restaurant. And they somehow missed the ball on that one and put sesame in it. She had to get carted off to the hospital. They didn't know if she was going to make it.
Oh my goodness.
And thank goodness we were having dinner talking about it, some years later. But yeah, that's very serious.
I'm glad she's okay.
It can be.
Absolutely. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.